39 KGRT. That is, of course, Mr. Chris Young with some help from Mitchell Tenpenny at the end of the bar.
Time now for the question of the day, brought to you by Painted Skies Dental Center, online at paintedskiesdental.com.
Buttons, gotta love them. Gino Aragon here with you this morning on a Friday, and of course on the cusp of our 4th of July weekend. And that is basically bringing us to our question of the day for today, because I saw a new Independence Day survey by YouGov that reveals 40% of Americans consider themselves very patriotic, while 34% consider themselves to be somewhat patriotic, and 10% of people say they are not patriotic at all. And, you know, patriotism can go and mean different things to a lot of different people. I mean, some people celebrate the 4th of July and think of it as just a great reason for a barbecue and getting together to have some beverages with some friends, which it is. Yeah, absolutely. Others, of course, are very patriotic. You see some of the flags flying around, and just overall a good feeling right there. So like I said, that brings us to our question of the day. Since we are in our 4th of July weekend, how patriotic are you? Yeah, and do you think people are less patriotic than they have been in the past, or than they should be? And of course, so we have different ways of showing our patriotism. Like I said, some people barbecue, some like the fireworks, some like to just kind of hang out with their friends and do much. I like to celebrate my patriotism because I do think I am patriotic. And I like to celebrate my patriotism by being positive and knowing that even though we got tough times right now, we've made it through some tough times before, we can go ahead and do it again. And that is my faith. I guess you could say my patriotism, that as a country, we're going to be okay. We're going to make it through. That's for sure. So yeah, for the 4th of July this weekend, how patriotic are you? And do you think people are less patriotic than they should be? Go ahead and let me know what you say. You can, of course, give me a call on the Zia Comics hotline, or send that text message on the Zia Comics text line, 575-523-KGRT. I'll get my mouth working eventually. And then, of course, we are up live on our socials, so you can leave those comments on our Facebook page, my personal page as well, and then also, of course, our YouTube and Twitter pages as well. So go ahead and let me know. What do you think? Are you patriotic, and how patriotic are you? And do you think people are less patriotic than they should be? Yeah. Go ahead and let me know. Your question of the day, of course, brought to you by Painted Skies Dental. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. And this one's good too. Okay. Once again, just got to make sure all the buttons are pressed properly so I don't get any messages about pushing buttons. And I appreciate that. You got to keep me on my toes. So here we are. We are strictly on our socials right now, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And that's my question of the day, because the 4th of July is coming in. Of course, the 4th of July weekend, our Independence Day weekend, means a lot of things to a lot of people, and they celebrate it in different ways. Like I said, I can drive around town and see some flags up in some areas. I personally thought about putting up a flag over at my apartment as well. And, do you think that you are patriotic in that way? Do you think you are patriotic? And how patriotic do you think you are? And do you think that there are people in general out there, or just people in general in the country, that are less patriotic than they should be? Because there's a lot of different things that we want to make sure that we are good to go on. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my question of the day right there. I was curious about it because I saw that survey. And, of course, we are headed into our Independence Day weekend. And not just the 4th of July. It is our Independence Day, right? While I'm waiting for a few answers there, let's go ahead and take a look at our, basically what's going on in the world. A new survey by RTA Outdoor Living reveals that 57% of people think a hot dog is a sandwich. I almost considered putting that as a question of the day. Is a hot dog a sandwich? And that 18% people eat pizza with a knife and fork. Very embarrassing story. One time I was having lunch with a good friend of mine. It was a girl. We were in high school. Might have been considered a date. And I went off on how pizza is a hand food. I think I literally said that. It's a hand food. You got to eat it with your hands. And I just realized the entire time she was eating with a knife and fork. And yeah, kind of backfired on me on that one. Let's see what else is going on. Joey Chestnut has a 96.7% chance of winning the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest coming up on Monday. And 96.7%, come on, it's Joey Chestnut. He's almost got like 100% chance that he's going to win. The question is, how many hot dogs is he going to eat? That's the question, right? If you're a fan of The Voice, season 22 is going to premiere on Monday, September the 19th on NBC. And if you are a wrestling fan, you might have heard that YouTube star Logan Paul signed a contract for the WWE. Apparently, it is a multi-year contract, so it's not just one of those I'm going to appear at a show type of things. He's actually going to be going for it. And for the wrestling fans out there, is that interesting or not? I don't know. But of course, our question of the day, because we are headed into our 4th of July weekend, our Independence Day weekend. I got to remember that. It is our Independence Day weekend. Want to know, there was a survey out there that says that only 40% of Americans consider themselves patriotic and 10% said they are not patriotic at all. But where do you stand? How patriotic are you? And do you think that people are less patriotic than they should be? Like I said, I consider myself patriotic. I am going to be doing a lot of things to celebrate our Independence Day for this weekend. And I celebrate my patriotism also just by being positive. You know, we've gone through some tough times with this country before. I wasn't there for all of them, obviously, although sometimes I feel like it. But, you know, if, we can survive some of these tough times we've been through before. And honestly, I was old enough to remember the late 70s and what was going on at that time. I think we can do it again. And that's how I celebrate my patriotism, by a little power of positivity, if you will. So, how patriotic are you? And do you think people are less patriotic than they should be? That is our question of the day. Brought to you by Painted Skies Dental Center. Go ahead and let me know on our Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter pages by leaving a comment. You can also call or just put a text message in there as well on our Zia Comics hotline or text line 575-523-KGRT. Go ahead and let me know what you think for our question of the day.